my name's John and welcome to my channel. You are looking at a pretty beat up, broken 144001 or the 206 Evolution. I will not go into details on what happened here. Instead, I actually have a video of it. So, have a look. So, you just saw on the video that we hit each other a little bit fast. There was a little bit of damage, let's say, on the green one. It's not too bad. I mean, you can see that the drive shaft is severely bent, but these two will just pop on. It's just the ball joints again. So that's just a case of put it all back together, and this one's good to go again. There's no other damage. However, the poor little red one, bless its cotton socks. You can see what's happened is, do you remember that problem bracket from before? Once again, somehow that screw has completely gone. I don't know where that's gone to, and it's just torn the whole thing out. No, it's okay, don't worry about it. So obviously the drive shafts, the pin, I do have the pin there. I'm in shot, can you see me?
Yeah, you are.
Excellent. But the great thing with this actually failing, I know that's not a great thing, but it meant that there's no other damage at all, which is pretty impressive when you consider the speed that we hit each other at. I just hope that we've A, got it on video, and B, that we can do a bit of a slow-mo and see what the impact was like. So, now, we have one car to drive with now. Okay, welcome back. So you saw it was quite an impact. Sorry about the camera quality. There was a setting that I did yesterday that was not very good. It was messing with the exposure. So I apologise. I've hopefully fixed that for today. So, the good news, even though it looks pretty bad, is that none of the actual suspension arms, etc., broke on either of the vehicles. What has happened, as what I think I explained on the video, is this same problem bracket that I had before came off, and then therefore all the suspension just fell apart. It has caused, a slight bend in the drive shaft, but that's easy enough to fix. The only problem that I have is, unlike the last time where I just undid what I could, turned it over and put the new screw in, I need to get it all apart now, because the screw that came out, if you see, come on, focus. Focus not working today. Fabulous. There we go. It's chewed up the plastic, and the other screw is here with no plastic on. So I have to get in there and see whether A, there's enough plastic there for us to obviously grip to get it back in position, or I have to use some slightly bigger screws, which I don't really have very many of. So I wanted to see if I could cheat. Now, during this period, I think it's best to just fast forward. I won't be talking very much, but what I'm hoping to do is to undo all of the screws on the bottom, except the outer ones, because that's just for the plastic bits here, including the front, and I'm hoping that the whole thing will just lift out. Now, it may not work like that, but it's worth a try just to try and save some time. So, let's get on with it. That did not work. I cannot seem to get that one screw out, which is quite frustrating because it's going to be a lot of work to get it all apart, I'm afraid. I will continue. Now we're just attached by, obviously, the electronics. So, that's the little one that goes in the back. Now, let's have a look at the damage. You can see that both of the screws have been chewed up quite significantly. So, there. I just wanted to inspect these to make sure that they weren't damaged, which they are not, which is good. But now, which screws to put back in? Because I just don't feel that these are going to grip, looking at how much they were chewed up. Now, these are the ones that I found. That's the one that came out. These are the ones that I have. So I'm thinking maybe that one and that one. But we can see what the resistance is like. Do you have a box of maybe these two. Oh, of course, they also have to fit through the bracket, which they do not, so they can go back. And the ones that I have picked as possible replacements also do not fit through. Right, that's changed things dramatically, hasn't it? Because they don't fit through. I can't use them. Okay, you're going to have to bear with me while I go screw hunting to see if I can find anything suitable. Back soon. Hello everybody, I'm back, and unfortunately I have found no suitable screws for this particular problem. So what I've decided to do is I've taken one of the screws from, I believe it's this part here. There's not going to be as much stress on this as there is on this bracket here. So I've taken one of those because they're the same screws. What I'm going to do is, and I hate doing this for this sort of thing, use some super glue right now. Put some super glue in the holes, screw this into position and let it dry. I don't advise people to do this, but I think the only solution is to actually purchase a lower part of the gearbox and replace it at some point. So that's what I shall do. Now I have to avoid getting super glue everywhere. Just try and push whatever plastic is on the outside back in, because it will all help to grip the screw. There you go. Right, and obviously make sure that I screw it in the correct way. Okay. Now, I apologise if you can't see this very well. It's actually gripped quite well, to be honest with you. See if this one does. Yep, that one has as well. Okay, just get rid of some of that. Right, okay. Well, that wasn't as bad as what it could have been. However, getting it back together, this is going to be fun. I had noticed in the impact that this tiny little piece had come out, and I wondered where it was for, and it turns out it was actually to hold the drive shaft in place down here. So, put that into position. Okay, before we continue, there's two things that have to be fixed. The first one is the replacement panel that I did on the last repair. And I'll show you why. If you remember, this was damaged in the last accident we had, but I've actually got some new ones come in. But what I have noticed is, you see how I turned it around during this period? that actually affects the toe-in of the wheel, and I'm going to actually do the same on this side. I'm going to take it out and turn it around, and I'll show you why on the green one. Now we get this one out. This one replaced. WL Racing part number, I will find it and post it when I'm editing, but it is the letter C, I believe. Yes. C. D. C. Cool. Okay, by turning these around, you're effectively going to be able to bring the rear in a little bit more. If you look at this one, do you see how these wheels are pointing in? They're inwards. And I'm thinking that that could have something to do with the car wanting to spin so much. So, if you look here, you see how where their bracket is, they've got it on the outer setting, it's out, causing the wheel to sort of point inwards. So if we put the bracket the other way around, this little stopper, it'll pull that in and therefore straighten the wheel up. And then we'll be able to do a direct comparison between the two and see which is better. So that's that done, so I can forget that. Now we have the little problem with the, whoa, actually I didn't realise it was bent doubly. That's going to be slightly more problematic. Look at that impact. That's impressive, but let's see how we get on. We can either repair it or we can't. How are we doing? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Excellent. Right, so drive shafts in. Actually, let's put that in. No, we'll have to do the drive shaft first. show a direct comparison between the two. Do you see how the green one, let's try and hold it straight. The green one's wheels are moving in. They're towing in a lot more sort of angle in past the front wheels, where on this one, they're now straight with the chassis. So, after that big impact, a little bit of super glue, it's all back together. Obviously I had to bend the drive shaft and whatnot, but I'm very happy with that. Now, this one, bless it, this is the one that was hit. I think this one came in at full speed, and I believe it was the rear tyre that hit the front. And the reason that I say that is, if you have a look at the drive shaft here, it's not easy to see, especially if the cameras are not focusing. There we go. Watch what happens when I'm turning the drive shaft. Watch this suspension arm here. You see how the drive shaft's hitting it and actually pushing it out. That's because this drive shaft has had an impact. Both of these arms were pulled off of the ball joint, but nothing at the front has broken. The only thing is that that's bent. And what surprises me is that the drive shaft can bend, but nothing else snaps off. I mean, what do you have to do to this thing to damage it? So, I may as well fix that while we're here as well. Come on. Okay, don't damage that. Tired day today. Yeah. Well, I apologise, I did in fact get it wrong. There has been damage at the front here. See this? Has bent quite significantly. So I'm going to have to order one of those. I will, however, take it apart now and see whether we can bend it back so it's still usable for this period. Let's see how flexible this car truly is. So, let's take a look. Wow! What a beating that's had to it. As you can see, it should be flat. And it's far from it. I think when I attempt to pull this back, it's going to snap. I'm wondering if... Surprised that it didn't snap rather than bend. Welcome back. Apparently my camera has a 30-minute recording time, excuse me, and that's very frustrating because obviously after 30 minutes it stops. I'm worried about bending this back because I think it will snap. So what I'm hoping is that maybe I can gently heat it with the soldering station and sort of bend it back into position. Now, I know some of you will probably be screaming at the screen, don't do it, but you know, can't listen to everybody, can I? I'm quite nervous about this, I'll be honest with you. Maybe I'll just push it down like that. Now I've just mixed up all of my screws. That's going to be easy, isn't it? Right, I have this set to 250 degrees C. Let's see if we can melt this, yeah? Still very warm. Bit better. What do you think? A lot better than what it was. Not as good as what I'd hoped it would be. I'm just hoping that I can get a bit of twist on it now. Almost flat now, so I'm much happier with that. I'm going to order a new one obviously, but if it enables us to continue driving, beautiful. One quick drive shaft to fix. That'll do it. Okie dokie. Now, where did everything go? Drive shaft must go through. So I'll put this in position first. impressive, isn't it? Oh, plonker. Oh, not paying attention. I snapped that. No. There we go. That was silly, wasn't it? Beautiful, all repaired. So there we go. Need to get them out and test them obviously, but I think they're repaired and the drive shaft's definitely not catching here. Okay, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to subscribe, I'd very much appreciate it. It'll keep this channel going. And obviously hit the little notification bell if you want to be alerted of new videos. Take care of yourselves, have a great day. Bye bye. Yes, I do remember to put the bumper back on. I suppose I should show the repair as well. Not bad. Not 100% straight, but not bad at all. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.